So here I am at the Engeye Health Clinic in Ddegeya Village, Uganda. I've been here for a few weeks now and I'm about to leave, so I thought that I would do a little tour so I could remember what this place was like and maybe share it with others. This place completely changed my life from almost the moment that I set foot in the facility. The country of Uganda is absolutely beautiful, and the people are incredibly pleasant, warm, generous, welcoming, kind, just magnificent to be around. And hopefully, although I am creating this video for posterity's sake, hopefully I will be back here soon, and hopefully I'll be back here often. Let's start the little tour. So this is a room in the pharmacy building. This is actually the room where we interviewed many of the patients for our medication education program that we were running. We enrolled a couple hundred subjects, so we were quite busy. We got a lot of good work done. And you can see across the hall is a similar room. And these rooms, for the most part, function as the clinic's infirmary. When people come, typically young mothers with very sick children dealing with severe complicated malaria, they sometimes spend the night here in this infirmary facility. And you can see on the walls there are some wooden posts, and those are the posts they hang the IV drip bags from. So if we go out into the main room in the pharmacy, this is where patients often come and wait to be dispensed their meds. It's the end of the day and the clinic is pretty much wrapped up for the day, so there's no one here. But during normal business hours, this room would be full of patients who had just been seen in the clinic and are now waiting to receive their medication. And then if we go in here, we see this is the actual pharmacy itself. There are not a lot of medications, but they have what they need, and they take good care of you. That's the wonderful dispensary attendant Rusty working with the patient. And then here is the laboratory for the clinic. There's a microscope under this bag here with a power converter, and they do blood smears to test for malaria and various other nasty diseases. And so they don't have a lot of laboratory services, but they do have a couple important ones. So we'll leave the pharmacy. We'll go out into the grounds. As you can see, Uganda is an absolutely beautiful country, lush, full of greens, and nice bright red dirt. And across the way here you can see the actual main building of the clinic. Again, you see the benches sort of surrounding the periphery. Typically when the clinic is open and for operations, those benches will be full with patients sitting, waiting to be seen. It wraps all the way around the building. You'll just have patients wrapped all the way, literally all the way around the building. So if we walk over here, you can see here's the table. Vitals are taken while the patients are waiting to be seen. So this is sort of a little clerk's desk. Whoever's doing vitals for the day will work off this table, and they will take the temperature, blood pressure, respiratory rate, and heart rate of patients as they're waiting in line, waiting to be seen in the clinic. You can see up here on the hill, there's sort of a little clearing. There's actually a couple people sitting there at the moment. This is normally where sort of makeshift entrepreneurs will set up shop during the day. There's a large number of people congregating here to be seen in the hospital. And so the entrepreneurial type will set up little food stands or sell sodas or whatever may be needed by the people that are waiting many hours in line. And that's their latrine. That's where they use the washroom. And there's Jackie. Hi, Jackie! Woo! Jackie is the daughter of one of the cooks. So she's like the Engeye mascot. And now we can go into the actual clinic itself. Looks like they're locked up for the day. Let's see if we can get it open. Okay. So here is the actual clinic facility at Engeye. You can see there are several rooms where patients can be seen. Have a little laptop. They do have electronic medical records now up and running here at Engeye, which is a big step. And here is the laboratory. This is where most of the laboratory tests take place, including the urine dipsticks, finger pricks to check for malaria, whatever else needs to be done. In the laboratory area, there's the vaccine fridge. And then as you can see, there's just a number of beds, rooms, whatever you want to call them, around the clinic where patients are seen by the staff. And while we're here, that's us. Pretty simple, but all the fundamentals are here, and we do our best to take care of patients and make sure they get the health care and help that they need. Here is the reference materials section. This is where all of the books we bring over with us get left, and they provide a valuable knowledge and information resource for the doctors and nurses that work here. Up until they had the electronic medical record, this was a patient's medical record. It was just a book. Looks like they've been repurposed from some fiscal use and pretty primitive way of keeping track of records, but you make do with what you have. Hi. So we'll walk around a little more. I'll take you to see the bunkhouses. Here in front on the left is one bunkhouse. That's where the nurses and translators and all the women folks stay. And then here on the right is the other dorm, and this is where the men stay, including myself. We have got a nice little pile of shoes here building up. In Ugandan culture, you don't wear your shoes when you go outside, and so each time you get ready to go inside, the shoes come off. And here is the dorm. You can see each of the beds are bunk beds, and they're all equipped with a sleeping mosquito net. And that's my bed right there. That's been my sleeping home for the last 3 weeks. We have some shelves where we keep our daily necessities, bug spray, malaria meds, things like that. And if you go through this doorway and into here, this is the shower. And the shower consists of a bag of water hanging on the wall, and maybe some pots and pans if you want to scrub your feet. And that's about it. Pretty simple, pretty basic, not a lot to it. The showers, if you take one in the morning, are freezing, and if you take one in the afternoon, they can be quite warm because you lay that bag out in the sun and the water gets nice and warm. So I'll put my shoes back on here, and we'll go around to the other side of the dorm. You can see over here, this is our laundry facility. The same types of buckets you use to take a shower in, you also use to wash your clothes in. And then you hang them up on the wires. There's the table I do a lot of work at. You can see my computer set up and my bag sitting there. And over here we have the eating area. This is where we eat all of our meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this is the kitchen. This is where our wonderful cooks, who are down there doing each other's hair, normally cook all of our food and keep us nice and full and happy. And you can see their facility they have set up here. They're quite talented and really know what they're doing. And this is their little pantry in here where they keep all our food. Okay, so that is just about it. I guess the last thing I have to show you. Oh, this is a nice little tree. I'm not sure what the English word for it is. It's called something like Ddegeya or something in Uganda, but you can actually steep its leaves and make a very nice clove tea out of its leaves. So the final things to show you will be the wash basin, which is right here. This is where we wash our hands after we've gone to the bathroom and before eating meals, brush our teeth, put on our deodorant, whatever you need to do. There is the container that holds the water. Let's see if there is any right now. Sometimes they're not. That's one thing that, there comes some water. One thing I've been doing while here is making sure that there's water in that container, because it seems like no one else remembers to fill it up except for me. But here are our latrines. And I know that this is a video, but right about now it's starting to smell pretty gross. This is the urinal. This is where I go to the bathroom a lot. And then inside this door we have, a hole. A very smelly hole. And that's where we go to the bathroom. It's kind of nice of someone to put a air freshener in there, but I don't think it's doing anything. And there's 3 of those, so you can choose whichever one it is you like the most. And then finally, out back, Brendan and Mark have just finished rebuilding the incinerator, and that's where the trash and rubbish is deposited. So I think I've pretty much given you the tour of the facility. You can see here the beautiful Ugandan countryside. Like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure being here. A little different way of life, but it's definitely worth it because of the opportunities we have and people we're able to help. It has certainly changed my life, and I look forward to coming back in the future. Oh, and also, one last thing, here's our water tanks. We catch water off the roofs when it rains. That's where your water comes from. If that runs out, you're going down a big hill to fetch water out of a pond, and you really don't want to have to do that. It hasn't rained in a while, the tanks are running low, so hopefully we're going to get some relief soon. And so I'll leave you with this. We have all these wonderful little children that come over each evening. I think their mothers send them to fetch water. Whoa, buddy! You just made it on America's Finest Home Videos. And so I will sign off and say, Engeye, see you next time.